Hello and welcome back to Dial H for Heroclix. I'm your sexy ranch man co-host Calder. This is episode 399.5. Howdy howdy, let's get rowdy.
So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional
Heroclix?
No.
Are you serious? Again? How many people even play this game? Like 100? Instant deadpan humor.
Over six people think I am funny.
It's a hard day's work. Not that you know anything about that. Which
Absolute fools, it's not.
Witcher nonsense.
I'm gonna make Heroclix like that forever. Are you kidding me?
Hey Google, attack symbol.
Let's attack Simeon, because he's a jerk.
Wow. Dial H for Heroclix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest Heroclix singles and sealed products. Make sure you check them out at CoolStuffInc.com and use code DIAL5, that's DIAL5, for 5% off your Cool Stuff Inc. order. Joining me in the studio today is, of course, your Dial H for Heroclix champion, Simeon Bruce. What's going on, Simeon? This episode, we are going to be discussing all our plans for the 400th episode, which will be later this week. It is going to be February 4th. That is this Friday. It is going to be a live stream, potentially on Facebook, 100% on YouTube. Simeon, let's go over a lot of the special stuff we are doing for episode 400 because it is a live stream.
Yeah. So, episode 400, first and foremost, it's going to be a charity drive. I've picked a charity that I'm going to have my donations aimed towards, and Calder's picked his own. So, we're kind of be battling head to head, but not really. It's all for a good cause. So, rather than donating to us, like in some Twitch streams and stuff like that, you're going to be donating to the charities, sending us screenshots, like confirming. You don't need any personal information, obviously, but we're going to base it kind of off the honor system. And then to go along with those donations, we've got a list of challenges that we'll be doing during the stream. So challenges like make one of us do an impression, the Scott Porter Heroclix rap. You can join the stream potentially if we figure that out. Gets a big boot. One of us gets a boot thrown at the other. Read a page from a conspiracy book, which I think that one's going to be fun. Shot of Frank's Red Hot Sauce, or even hotter hot sauce if I can find some. Wax something for $50, and pick where the wax goes for $75. So, of course, we're going to keep it PG there. But, yeah, you'll get to pick where the wax goes for $75, or just something random for $50. Attempt bench press the co-host. I've got a morph suit,
That's
so you can make someone wear the morph suit for 30 minutes. One of us will put on a quote-unquote face cosplay for the remainder of the show, I imagine. I'll show unreleased footage for a mere $20, and that's going to be videos that we've shot and we haven't released. We've got about 3 or 4 of them. I'll give you the options when you make the donation, and we'll show a little bit of it. If it's a short video, we'll show the whole thing, but obviously not going to change the stream to like a full-length game video. Pick a topic for us to go on a tirade about. A chair shot. $5 random draw, which will be the minimum donation amount. And that'll get you a chance at all of the previous ones that I've mentioned. And then, of course, for $250, if we reach that cumulatively as a goal across both charities, I will shave my beard live on the stream. And then if you donate specifically, you'll get to pick how the beard is shaved, or pick a style that I shave it into midway. Right. And that'll be hard if multiple people do that, because like I can't do mutton chops and a goatee, because those are 2 completely different hairstyles. So I'll do my best. But yes, those are some of the things that we've got going on during the stream. We're going to have some more. We'll let the people in the chat suggest anything they want while it goes on. And yeah, we're going to be possibly playing some games while we're doing it. We're going to be doing some throwback segments and some like current segments, stuff like that.
Do things like Silver Age Value Corner, Generic Gallery, Hidden Gems, potentially some Bad Samaritan. I think I will try to figure out a head-to-head version of Bad Sam. Simi and I can potentially play against each other. I think would be a lot of fun. So maybe no Thread Dead Redemption, maybe not something that's going to be too long of a tirade. We probably also won't be discussing any current news on this live stream, but we will have plenty of really cool segments, team building, all sorts of cool stuff like that. I'm really excited. The biggest thing is, though, of course, going to be chat interaction. So if you really want to make it the best it can be, we need help from you guys to join the live stream and do all this fun stuff. Ask us questions, tell us things to do. All of that is huge for this episode.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of any challenge that's put forth, that's for sure. And then the same night that we drop episode 400, or we go live with 400, we will also be starting an auction that'll go from February 4th to February 12th. On the auction are going to be Dial H specific type things. We'll have things like Kalder's jorts.
My jorts, yeah, my jean shorts from Extreme Rules. I have a few, yeah.
The Billion Clicks Bruce hat, cane, and vest as part of a little ensemble you can put on a mannequin or yourself. Things like that for auction. What else are you getting rid of?
I am also getting rid of several things for my pitch meeting calendar. So if you've ever watched the pitch meeting video and if you ever looked at the calendar, you know I have some random Heroclix related shenanigans there. I have also a Hyper 2 Sonic Clicks. He has been so kind as to donate his work to make a custom Heroclix figure for you guys. We will have a link to his Facebook, but Hyper 2 Sonic, like Tucson, Hyper 2 Sonic Custom Clicks does amazing custom Heroclix figures. I've showcased one of them in one of our videos. He will make a custom figure of whatever you want it to be. So this could be probably maybe one of the highest up bidded things I'm hoping for. But yeah, he does amazing work. I'm sure if you wanted it to be a switch click, he could easily do that as well. So there's that. I'm also giving away the Fantastic Four unboxing t-shirt that got burnt, ripped up, all that stuff for my Fantastic Four unboxing, and a few other things. But that's what I'm most excited about for the auction.
Yeah. One of our really cool patrons that have helped us design custom tokens is willing to put you on one of our upcoming bystanders. So it'll depend on what set drops and what kind of bystanders are in it, but you have potential to either cosplay it or just be the normal looking person that is that bystander. I'll also be selling off or auctioning off my sculpt swaps, the 3 that I've done so far. That'll be the set of 2 turtles, the Chimera gross looking lion creature thing, and then of course the ogre zombie. Jeez, I don't know why I forgot about the ogre zombie. Yeah, that's the big hulky guy. Those will be getting auctioned off as well. And then during the live stream, the 400th episode, I forgot to mention this as well. Anytime you donate any increment of $5, so let's say you donate $5, you will get entered into a raffle, and we'll have several actual Heroclix. So we'll have things like Dark Phoenix, a Jason Wingard. We'll have random Heroclix like that in a
legacy
raffle.
Cards, some garbage, whatever, all sorts of fun stuff.
Anytime you donate an increment of $5, you will get 1 entry. So if you donate $10, that's 2 entries. If you donate $60, that's 12 entries. And then you can also apply your donation towards those previous mentioned challenges or punishments that you want to give us. So you're gonna get double the if you win the raffle item, you get kind of double the amount of pleasure out of your expenditure. And then, once the live stream is over, it might be a day before we get to fully tally and do the raffle. Make sure everyone gets their full amount of raffle tokens, I guess. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
And then we'll set up a live stream for that. And so everyone can make sure that they're getting their fair shake when it comes to the raffle items.
Right. Yep. Is there anything else with the live stream we wanted to mention?
No. We're going to start. So again, it's going to be Friday, February 4th, probably starting, I'm guessing at 5 or 6, but keep an eye out for Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time.
And keep an eye out on our social media, because that might be subject to change. We have to do a little bit of work to preemptively figure out what all we can get away with on the live stream as far as adding people to the calls and stuff like that. But as of right now, I would bank on at minimum 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on February 4th. And yeah, everything's going to kick off there. We're definitely going to drop some more links to the charities. I guess we should mention the 2 charities that are going to be involved. That'd be pretty important for people willing to donate. The charity that I am shooting for is called Modest Needs. It is a simple charity. Imagine if GoFundMe had a lot more personal interaction and had more desperate people. And by desperate people, I mean people that are closer to like the poverty line, and they just need that little bit to keep themselves out of debt. So these are families that are just missing a rent payment. They're just a little bit low on like a medical payment, car payment, whatever it may be, and they're vetted through Modest Needs. They have to provide information to Modest Needs to prove that they're actually in dire straits. You can't just scam this like charity. So these donations, you can select specific families. You can look at their stories and pick a person that you want to donate to specifically, or you can donate to Modest Needs as a whole, and then it gets spread to those other ones that people didn't see. They've reached something like 16,000. They've like helped keep 16,000 plus families out of poverty since they began in like 2002. It's a really cool charity. We'll have links to it so you can check it out and read up on it some more if you're interested. But then there's also going to be Kalder's charity.
Yeah, my charity is going to be the American Cancer Society. Fairly straightforward. They will provide support for people that maybe need help with medical bills going through cancer. They donate a lot of their donations to things like cancer communities, people that need help in a community that have cancer. They do a lot of the Relay for Life, which will either go to people that need support, again, medical support or research or awareness or all sorts of stuff like that. Just so all around, American Cancer Society. I know I've done Relay for Life before, something my family does, not every year, but occasionally. So that is kind of why I chose this charity. Pretty simple one, pretty straightforward. So yeah. And then to prove that you have donated these, I imagine the best way to do it is take a screenshot, and that would have to be message Simeon or I on Facebook. So you can send it straight to the Dial H for Heroclix page on Facebook if you don't have Simeon or I as friends.
Something as simple as like a screenshot of the confirmation.
Right. Confirmation, yeah.
I mean, I don't want too much of your information, and I do trust anyone that's donating. I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire. But at the same time, I do want I want it to be a little bit harder than just saying like, "Hey, I donated $25. Give me this."
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, screenshot should be able to provide enough information to us without divulging any of your like personal banking information or anything like that. Obviously.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Screenshot to Facebook, the Facebook page, or if you have Simeon and I as friends, either one of us. Or, of course, you can DM us on Twitter if you have us on Twitter. Those would be the easiest ways to do it, as I believe you cannot send pictures at all on YouTube. So it's
You can also, if you jump in our Discord, we'll probably have a tab in our Dial H for Heroclix charity auction. We'll probably have a tab for the stream, so you can upload images directly to there or send them directly to me or Kalder through Discord as well. But yeah, however you can do it, obviously like reach out in the chat when you do it as well, so that we can kind of make sure that we're checking all of those inboxes constantly. But yeah, we really want to do these challenges. We really want to raise some money for some good causes, and we really want to put on a great show for you guys. I think it's going to be an awesome night. It's going to be a long night, so if you can't get there at the beginning, we'll probably still be going, by like 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if the chat is still active, who knows how long we'll stick it out. But yeah.
Just to go over the Discord really quickly for the charity auction / the entire live stream, there is going to be a link to join that Discord, that server, in the description of this podcast. So you'll be able to find that super easily. The link should be active for a whole week. There are some rules, though, really quickly. This auction, I don't know if we've mentioned it or not yet, it is a silent auction. So there's going to be a text channel in the Discord for each item that you can bid on. All right. There's going to be a channel above them that'll say Kalder's items or Simeon's items with a link to the charity in that channel. No chat. There's no chitter chatter in any of those channels at all, except for bids. So the way you're going to do this is you're just going to reply to the image or reply to the last person that bid. And you're just going to reply with your bid. Really simple. I believe we're going to have our minimum bid is $2. So none of this $1, $1, $1, nothing crazy like that.
Yeah, no 5
reply.
cents.
Yeah, no 5 cents. That's what's wrong with you. So you just reply to it with your new bid, and then boom, that's the new bid. Now we're going to have this up from the beginning of the live stream until next Saturday. So it's going to go from February 4th, being the live stream, to February 12th. And then after that, we're going to have a set time that it ends. And then once it ends and all the items are going to be staggered, you're going to get like 5 more bids or whatever on it, like 10 more minutes left for that item. Yeah. So people can figure out. You get 5 more bids, and then it's closed. There's no sniping in this silent auction.
We will
do
a tag
fairly simple
at everyone
yes.
when the auction is up, and then there'll be roughly 5 minutes left. And then once that one is fully closed, hopefully we timed it out right, and then the next item will also be at everyone. 5 minutes, time is up, and then the next and the next. So it'll be staggered like that. So there's not going to be multiple things ending at the same time. Like if you're bidding on multiple things, you'll have an option to either wait till the end or like get from one to the other if you missed a couple bids or whatever. But yeah, it's this is obviously it's stuff that has meant a lot to me in Kalder. The Extreme Rules stuff is like pretty. I mean, obviously, like the Billion Clicks Bruce outfit that's my whole persona for the Extreme Rules. And even though you guys haven't seen the second video, it has been made. So rest assured that outfit will appear once again someday somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, like it's stuff that we've put a lot of effort and time into, and we want to share it with the community, and we want to do it for a good cause. So if you're interested in that stuff, then definitely turn up for the auctions. And if you're interested in just like normal Heroclix figure kind of stuff, during the live stream, you can donate for raffle tickets, essentially. And that will also be a good way to help us out and interact with us and things like that. And, if you make any donation, you'll at the very least get a random hat draw, which who knows what that could be. It could be another hat draw.
Oh, dude, it's just hat draw after hat draw after hat draw. It could be pretty
possible.
You never know.
Infinite loop of hat draws.
Possibility. So that's basically all I have to say about episode 400. I think you guys got everything out of it. Simeon, if there's nothing else you have to say, then by all means, guys, please enjoy all these great clips of Dial H past. Sure.
399.5. Just remember, the quality is what you're hearing now. That stuff from episodes like 301 to like 20, I'm sorry it was ever that bad. This is the new quality. This crisp, clear, confident quality. But yes, we've got some bloopers coming up. We've got some funny hot takes. We've got some never-released pre-show banter. Got all kinds of fun stuff for you guys to look forward to. I hope you enjoy the rest of this episode. Keep an eye on our social media. This upcoming week's going to be pretty important for us, and episode 400 is going to be... it's going to be the biggest thing that we've done since... what did we do that was big? Episode 300.
300.
All right. That's all I got.
Happy trails.
This comes from episode 332, Do You Believe in Magic?
If you say the C word, it screws with
I forgot. I actually knew that, and I forgot. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Simeon will bleep it out. No, he won't, but it's fine.
I will not.
Anyways, so being like a shop manager, I know.
And now that I'm editing, I indeed did not.
Do I have to take a picture, maybe a selfie, one could say, holding up today's newspaper, proving I own? Okay.
Facial recognition is not required for your Magic or
facial recognition.
You have a digital card collection like you would in Hearthstone.
Okay. Gotcha. That's what I was curious about. Certain online tournaments need you to prove you own certain figures. Didn't know how that worked in Magic the Gathering. Good to know.
These next clips were, of course, from the video Hot Ones, where we played a Heroclix game while eating hot wings.
These ones, back to hot. Did they not feel hotter than advertised? You left me really saucy ones.
This one's pretty saucy.
Dude, look at
Don't like.
But I think we've earned a barbecue.
This one's really fat.
Oh. Yes. Whoa. I just want to say for the record here at Dial H for Heroclix, we accept all body types.
This wing is
For all wings.
it's a good thick wing.
I got some thick friends. You know, a guy by the name of Chad Birdsall. He's as thick as they come, I tell you what.
These next clips were, of course, from the video Hot Ones, where we played a Heroclix game while eating hot wings. Who's even watching this? Who's even watching that? What are you doing? Alright.
Merry Christmas. This is all that's left of the ranch, guys. I'm really sad.
It tastes so good when you first bite it.
Yeah.
And then
2 seconds
immediately
pass.
afterwards, it's just like...
Kyle, sidestep to here. Clear Kyle. Clear firewood. I'm gonna get milk. Idiot. Stupid.
This next clip from episode 343, Generic Gallery Et tu, Brute, where me and Kalder discussed the aforementioned Hot Ones video. Video that it's like truth serum, and it kind of was, but more so just like revert your brain to like infantile kind of stuff. Like, I don't know.
I say that right after I say like when I dated a 4 or something, and the truth is I would never date a 4. Come on, guys. Have you seen me? Like, let's get real. Sorry, that was also kind of bad to say. Anyways, like, yeah, it is sort of like truth serum. You're just like, you don't know what to say. You kind of lose your filter a little bit, and you like don't know what's funny anymore or like what's serious, and all you know is that there's pain, there's heat, and your brain hurts, and your stomach hurts.
For this next set of clips, I don't know entirely where they came from, but this is a small taste of what you get to experience if you're part of our Discord, because these are bloopers.
It's a little ouch.
Damn, my mic fell on my balls. If you guys want to, blah, 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 blah. Let's cut all that out. That was awful. I'm talking to listeners at home. Forgot to do my warm-ups. Forgot to pluck my pheasants this week. You know what I mean, Simeon? Anyways.
I do.
Simeon edited that out, except no, he didn't, because you're listening to it and you just heard my mouth garbage. Anyways. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Dial H for Heroclix. I'm your sexy ranch hand co-host, Kalder Ness. This episode, we're going to be talking about all sorts of crazy Heroclix news. Is it? It's not that crazy, but it is news. And we're going to answer some listener questions, try to keep to a pretty quick, tight episode this week for you guys. Like always, this is episode 379. Well, no, I guess not. It's not always 300. It's not always 370. Like always, we've been living in this what's it called? Groundhog Day like scenario where it's always 379. So hello and welcome to episode 379 of 379.
Even though
constantly
we're stuck in a time loop.
We're still here. We've never thought of changing the number. We're just every single day we relive this day over and over again. This September 3rd. It's sure is anyways. There's your money shot intro for you there, Simeon. That was pretty funny. That was pretty good.
Money style.
You gave me PTSD when I heard that. I was like, I was hoping to never hear that ever again in my entire life.
Part of me is like,
pain
when
you a
have one
little
of
bit.
those dreams where you like wake up and you're like, oh shit, I'm late for school. You like have a half second of panic and they're like, wait. Like, it gave me that kind of like weird anxiety feeling where I was like, even though I'm the one that did it, I was still like, oh no, I forgot to put in the right intro, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what's going on? All right, let's try that again. Big swig of water here. Dial H for Heroclix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. You can find you can, jeez. Me, I can't even remember right now. What the five. You can find cool stuff. Dial H for Heroclix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. You can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest Heroclix singles and sale products. Make sure you check out CoolStuffInc.com. Holy shit, man! Last week me up. All right, let's try that again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Upload. Goodness. Get that in mind. We got I probably can't say that on the podcast. Simeon will be able to edit that out, I'm sure. Dirigible drop. Just to say.
Dirigible drop.
The dirigible drop. The dirigible drop. Just to say.
Dirigible drop.
Dirigible drop. The dirigible drop. Dirigible drop.
Love to see the replies. How many people are going to say, I'm not spending anything. If WizKids wants my money, they're going to have to suck my toes. Blah, blah, blah. I'll never buy into this game ever again. I haven't played since NECA lost it in 2007. It's like, how much have you spent or will spend? Not interested in anything coming out. I'm not playing often enough to play all the pieces I already have. Then why are you on HC Realms? Find another website.
Pain. Suffering. Okay. It's got to be somewhere. Suffering.
Crush my Pringles into my eyes.
Not have happy trails in this episode. Can we have crush my Pringles into my eyes, please?
And like always,
crush my Pringles into my eye.
The following clips come from episode 303, Deja Vu. We have been in this cake before, with special guest Chance McCall.
Oh, I know you don't. You don't know what it's like to grab a steer by the horns, jumping off the stallion, going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. The only country I know is from the songs, like here, this one.
Goodness gracious, golly gosh. Gravy Train and Gulf Forks. It's you. Ranch Hand 2.0.
There's only room for one ranch hand on this podcast, Kalder, and it sure is good grief, ain't you?
Well, I guess we're just going to have to settle this at the highest of noons, ain't we, boy?
We're about to see who the real Dirty Dan is, but I'll tell you what, Kalder, I'll be your Huckleberry.
Chance McCall, you make a great point there. But I can't trust you. I can't trust you like I can't trust an O'Driscoll. We're just going to have to settle this. On episode 303 of Dial H for Heroclix, howdy. Let's get ready. No!
Yeah, sorry, I thought we were just naming our favorite country movies.
Nope,
like spaghetti westerns.
Absolutely
That's why I shouted that out.
Yep, yeah. That's your favorite? That's your personal favorite?
Jake Gyllenhaal, yeah.
I mean, okay, I like Jake Gyllenhaal. Maybe not in the same way the Joker likes him in that movie. As some of you may have guessed, the second time we're recording this show because somebody, me, forgot I'll own it, forgot to record. So this is the second take of this episode.
The next set of clips comes from episode 304, where we discussed Puppet Steve, the famous YouTuber, getting to unbox WWE figures, and also the very first Thread Dead Redemption that we've done.
Finally, I binge watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay, that's better.
The Disney Plus, the reason to get Disney Plus, in my opinion. But good show. Enjoyed it.
Yeah. What made me happy this week was I completed Doom Eternal, and then once you beat it, you got unlocked in his base, like your main HUD of the game. There's a computer, like an old school computer, and you unlock it when you beat the game, and you can play the original Doom on it. So I'm playing Doom Eternal, but I'm also playing the original Doom inside of that game, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
And that's it.
Does the raccoon still pop up after you unlock his base? Or does he still charge you rent?
I hate you so much. I hate everything about what you just said.
I'm just trying to take interest in your interests.
Into my interests. Yeah. It's fall off your horse. Let's. For those that get it, they get it. But that's an Animal Crossing. There's a whole thing, and I hate Animal Crossing so much. And then a link to Puppet Steve's Legos at Etsy shop/Puppet Steve. So Puppet Steve, just I can't.
Not without a little bit of controversy, because I did read one comment said, I thought this was a family-friendly show. Why did Shawn Michaels' music say "sexy boy"? And I agree with that. If it's a family-friendly show,
family-friendly.
Words like "sexy" should not be just thrown around like that.
Not in my family-friendly household. No, sir.
No, it's too far for my children. That's what I have to say.
So this is a grown man who has a creeper puppet and a Steve puppet.
Now, when you say creeper,
I mean
specify.
The green walking TNT thing in Minecraft. He's like this green cactus thing that blows up when he gets close to you. Excuse me. Sorry, creeper. You're right.
Yeah. It wasn't like a puppet of me. Yeah.
Jeez. No, it's not a puppet of Simeon. And he takes them, and the puppets kind of do a little thing, and then he wears these felt gloves or something. So it's like
his hands are puppet hands.
As if his hands are puppet hands, and as if he is Puppet Steve, and he opens these figures. It is quite funny to watch him try to open them with the puppet hands. I won't lie, that was pretty good. And how he moves them around and tries to rip them up, that's neat. But WizKids, why did you give this man product to unbox?
Yeah.
I just don't understand. This is not your demographic. It says 14 plus on the side of all of the products.
If we are to trust your own advisement,
what
WizKids,
you say,
which is 14 plus, this man's demographic is clearly. I mean, I stopped watching Sesame Street and Barney and puppet / costume kind of shows well before I was 14. At least 13 is when I stopped. I want to say. And so, yeah, they're missing the mark on the demographic. Also, the product that they sent this puppet / appealer of young children was the WWE product. It's the same as sending Trek, and then all these kids are like, yes, Lieutenant Commander Data, my favorite. I'm 5. I enjoy puppet YouTube shows, and Lieutenant Commander Data is a figure that I'm willing to go out and buy with my hard-earned money because I'm 5.
Yeah, it's just...
And not knocking on the children. It's just a weird combo of choices. Yeah.
Yup. Anyways, sure. That's news this week. Everything's canceled, and unboxings. So fun stuff like that. In these dire times, I decided it would be really cool for us to try out a brand new segment. No doubt, a lot of you know that HC Realms is a place where you can look at dials, but believe it or not, there's more than just dials. Under each dial, there's a thread for that character, and also people can start threads. Threads are things like preview threads, where people post a lot of the upcoming figures. There are threads talking about what teams they've played over the years, what figures they liked that came out this year, stuff like that. There's pump it and dump it threads, where they judge a new set way too harshly and kind of dumbly. And then there are threads where people design and make their own dials in kind of the creative corner. And this is a segment that's going to cover all of that, where we're going to take a semi-in-depth look at threads on HC Realms that I honestly can't believe exist sometimes. So it's just going to be a real good journey. So anyways, please welcome the first time on the show, Thread Dead Redemption.
Friend, I just wanted to play.
Now, firstly, we ain't friends. Don't make no mistake on that subject. Now, secondly, he can't hardly see, let alone reason. Now, reasoning ain't never been one of my strong points neither, but seeing I do just fine.
This cold open was from episode 308, when we were at the tail end of April in 2020. So the rest, you can kind of guess the situation.
No, Kalder! Stop chewing on the router. We need that for the internets.
Well, Simeon, I know the podcast is important, but I've already eaten all of our toilet paper, and I'm starving.
This next clip is from episode 309, White and Nerdy, where House of X was just announced, and we had some real hot takes for it.
All right, so it's been years since we've got an X-Men set, and at least, I think it was last decade.
I hate you so much. You can't. Please, can we stop making that? 5 months in, still making that last decade joke. You know, it's a fun fact is really no one had 2020 vision. Even me with 2020 vision couldn't have seen what happened this year coming. All right, keep going.
For sure.
Last
so
joke. Goodness gracious.
we get a new X-Men set. So I'm just going to read off the whole solicit. Characters from the past, present, and future of mutant kind will appear in the Marvel Heroclix X-Men House of X set. This is based on the Jonathan Hickman House of X, Powers of X storyline and subsequent stuff. So WizKids will release in October, pending everything. We'll put a light release in October for now. Team up cards back into the game.
Oh! All right. Cool.
They've been gone so long that I'm so glad we're going to get them back.
I've really been missing these team-up cards that I still don't have in my hands. All right.
Yeah. So we'll see if it's just like team-up a la Regenesis, where it's like a theme,
that's
or if it's specific.
Right?
Like
X-Men already have team-up cards in Regenesis. Oh!
Yeah.
All right. Sorry for your head.
That's it. Dice, token, starter set, and bricks.
I love this, by the way. Dice and tokens are a great way to enhance your Heroclix experience. Not enhance. It's what I physically need to play your game. Sorry.
Dice, for sure. Tokens can come in a variety of things, but
they can.
Yes.
But you really can't be like, I have 6 pennies for my dice. I'm like, that won't work, Charles. All right? It's not going to happen. You can use those for tokens, but you quite literally have to have 2d6 to play this game.
Jumping ahead to episode 375, Twitter, Dice, and WWE. This was the Thread Dead Redemption episode, where we spent way too long and gave way too much airtime to one Mr. Mutant Head Crab.
And we're going to go ahead and jump into a Thread Dead Redemption.
Friend, I just wanted to play.
Now, firstly, we ain't friends. Don't make no mistake on that subject. Now, secondly, he can't hardly see, let alone reason. Now, reasoning ain't never been one of my strong points neither, but seeing I do just fine.
Ooh, it's been a while since we've done one of these, Simeon, and boy, I just get chills listening to that little opening bit of that clip. It's such a good bumper.
So good bumper. Not quite as good as a generic gallery, little Scott Port.
Not quite. Yeah, that's a really good one. We're on Twitter today. No, those aren't it. That's pretty funny. We're on Twitter today. This is our first time doing a Thread Dead Redemption on Twitter. We are on WizKids' main Twitter, and we're looking at a few different posts/threads. So, Simeon, why don't you take us away? You guys are going to get the gist of it once we get rolling.
A lot of these, So this isn't necessarily a WizKids thread, but it is a thread because of, and not all of these are Heroclix related. So I'm not gonna read all of like the WizKids, what the image, because they mostly images. I'm just gonna read the little WizKids blurb reply. Let's just read like one reply for each. So the first one is WizKid says, check out this at Games Radar exclusive about our upcoming prismatic paints and sprue-based miniature. And they've got a link that you can... And then they've got all their hashtag miniatures, hashtag sprue, hashtag mini painting, hashtag tabletop, hashtag RPG. We'll go with... Well, I guess it's the top one. We'll go with Mutant Headcrab here says, LOL, no wonder you're quietly setting Heroclix up to fail. That doesn't really seem like it's
to do with these sprue-based miniatures at all.
Seems kind of out of left field there, but yeah, that's post number 1. Do you want to tackle the next one, Kalder? The big
post
restock?
number 2. Just going right up here. We got a big restock, WizKid says, of DC Comics Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary booster breaks. They just hit the online store. You still got time to pick yours up and send in your UPCs before the buy by the case ends on August 6th. What are you waiting for? And they have a little link to their shop. Just gonna go ahead, check out the first comment here. Mutant Headcrab says, Lamau restock, in quotes. That's a funny thing to call unsold product that nobody wants.
I love the other comment saying hashtag unaccountable, hashtag irresponsible, hashtag shame.
Shame.
Hashtag shame. All right, we'll jump to the next one. WizKids. So as you know, WizKids actually does sell other products other than Heroclix. So they've got board games. They've got D&D miniatures. They've got a bunch of different like stuff going on. And so this one is a lighthearted game of undeath awaits you in Zombie Princess: The Enchanted Maze. Pre-order at your friendly local game store or online today. Hashtag Zombie Princess. Hashtag tabletop. Hashtag board game. Do one comment. Mutant Headcrab here says, what is at the end of the maze at WizKid Games? ? Is it the past rules for Heroclix we were promised years ago? Yes. Nothing I like more than talking about a new board game that's going to come out soon and getting one response, a singular response asking about Heroclix.
Speaking of new board games coming out soon, and then a singular response about Heroclix, that brings us to our next post, actually. Is hold on to your boats. It's time to move like grease lightning. Pre-order your friendly local game store or online today. And then it's at hashtag WizKids, hashtag board games, hashtag tabletop, hashtag grease lightning. Of course, one comment by Mr. Headcrab here is, I wish your Heroclix products would ship like grease lightning.
It's actually kind of clever.
That's pretty good. It's a little good, actually. I'll give it to him there.
Let's see, the next one by WizKids. They posted an image of good old...
This is Blackheart
from the new House of X set. So they posted an image of Blackheart with the question, are there any Heroclix figures that make you nostalgic for video games? And to that I say yes. Well, good old Dial H did respond and
we
said,
did.
Crossbones from, what is that, Invincible Iron Man?
Invincible Iron Man, yeah.
Yeah. Always reminded me of the Heavy Team Fortress 2, which is actually pretty accurate.
Right, yeah. Dude, that's the last comic version of Crossbones we've gotten ever.
Oh,
is from Invincible Iron Man. Yeah.
Dang.
The rest have all been movies. It's crazy to me. But yeah.
But more important than this, we've got a comment from Mutant Headcrab saying, yeah, that second wave of Street Fighter Heroclix that was never released. Not releasing things seems to be a historical trend.
Dude, what? What an accusation.
Is it a historical trend? Because, like, as far as I know, it's Toonclix and Street Fighter Wave 2, which I don't know if that was I don't know. I wasn't playing back then. I don't know if that was given an actual date or what. But as far as I know for sure Toonclix was never more than just like a pre-production like idea kind of thing.
Yeah.
But historical trend-wise, I don't... Other than 2020 just kind of nixing a ton of like convention, I don't think it's a trend. Like a trend needs to be more than
this one-off freak year thing. Yeah. The next one is it mine?
Yeah, for Captain Carter.
Captain Carter.
Actually, really excited for
really
excited for these what if. They look very well done.
last episode how excited I was for What If, and just like to buy figures, honestly, because I'm gonna go broke on What If. I'm super excited, dude. That Hydra Stomper, like, okay, sure, yeah, Captain Carter, whatever. Peggy is like Cap, that's fine. I don't care. But like, dude, this Hydra Stomper, are you kidding me, bro? Looks so hot. That's beautiful. This kid says we're always hyped for Captain Carter. Of course, we have a comment by Mutant Headcrab here. I'm hyped for information on unreleased 2020 Heroclix products. He's the art of turning anything into what he wants it to be. Is truly
the spin on this man would put Drag
Bill O'Reilly
to shame.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay.
Oh, that too. That's
nope. I was doing the no spin zone, but nah, go for it. Keep going.
All right. Next up, we've got WizKid saying, what's more exciting than the Fastball Special? X-Men Rise and Fall Heroclix pre-release events. Local game stores will begin hosting events 8/11. For more info, check with your local store or check here. WizKid's link to the whatever. They added an image of the new Wolverine and Colossus from the Rise and Fall set. Of course, like those be the Fastball Special. Let's see, we've got a chain of response here.
There's quite a bit.
Let's see. We've got a Mutant Headcrab says, you know what else is exciting? Finding out older con exclusives became available on your online store via word of mouth because you never bothered to publicly tell anyone.
I think he might be a little sarcastic here. I don't think he thinks that's exciting at all.
I don't think he thinks that's exciting. And then good old Ares Edge, what do they call that? Mars Blade, call it. And obviously, you're not looking hard enough, as I've gotten emails of restocks in their store from Wonder Woman 80 to Old Con. So it continues to go on, but I'll just say not quite podcast friendly. Mr. Mars Edge there gets a little angry. Mutant Headcrab.
Yeah, old Mars Cliff here is really really not watching his mouth. All right. What do we got now here? Oh, dude. I
think the next up is Kibble Scuffle is one.
This
of our
one I'm a big
fan for new players.
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't help myself to comment on this. Normally I won't comment on WizKids as anything, but like I won the Kibble Scuffle at Worlds and I have played it with my family, and it is a strange board game. It's very simple, it's very easy. But yeah, they're like Kibble Scuffle is one of our favorite games to demo for new players. We have Mutant Headcrab say, I used to demo Heroclix for new players. The new players quit because of the massive power keep and rising costs, of course. Mars Cliff here likes to show up again. He says, you mean the first booster price increase in probably a decade? Yes, there is a power creep in all gaming. It's been covered over on my YouTube page. A little shameless plug on Mars Cliff there. Give it a watch for educational purposes. Are you sure they didn't quit because their teacher was a poor ambassador for the game? Really shooting shots. Oh, pew, gosh, this goes on for longer.
Yeah.
There's quite a few replies on this one. Oh, boy. Oh, man, this is great. Mutant Headcrab. MHC, as they say. Lol, talk about it on my YouTube page. I'm the most regular engagement WizKids gets on their Twitter, so you thought you'd jump on my coat? Oh, gosh. Oh, man, he's accusing old Mars Cliff here of jumping on...
Mars Cliff. Riding the coattails to Twitter fame by commenting on the most regular engagement WizKids gets on their Twitter.
Oh gosh, I can't believe they haven't blocked
dozens of people read these tweets. At least halves of dozens. Whatever that. I mean, to be fair, we might be bringing more attention to this than necessary,
we definitely are.
But it is.
I bet he's like, they're just riding my coattails to make podcast content.
You guys couldn't find anything to fill it, so you had to use my content.
Yeah.
Well,
this goes on. This goes on for a little bit. I do. So Mars here goes on to say, nobody wants to be on your coattails. I assure you. I might agree with that. MHC here, and yet here you are responding and tagging me, hoping. Oh, what is this?
Hoping Daddy
WizKids.
Their
honor. I bet you tip your hat and say, lady. Oh my God.
This is possibly part of my favorite part of being in this Heroclix community. We don't get a lot of like weird drama, but when we do, it's just so petty and so lame. It's like I don't mean to disparage either Mars Cliff here or whoever Mutant Headcrab is.
Oh gosh.
But man, is this exchange just really lame. This is like of all the problems to have in the world.
Oh my gosh. I want a t-shirt that says
hilarious.
Daddy with kids.
The worst part is this was on a post about Kibble Scuffle.
Yeah, Kibble of all games. Kibble Scuffle.
Probably the most wholesome game to ever come out.
It's really about feeding cats. You literally set up 3 little bowls. You try to get the most kibble. You play little cat cards to see how much kibble your cats can eat. And like it's like that's literally it. And the box, by the way, it's really cute. I never did a review of this game. But the box itself, you're supposed to shuffle, like, put all of the different kibble bits, because there's brown and tan and orange. You put it all in the box after you take everything out, you shake it up, and there's a little lip on the box to pour it through. Like you're pouring out a box of kibble, or like of cat food. Like as if cat food doesn't come in humongous bags anymore, but whatever. It's really cute to watch it like drop out of the thing. And it's like, it's such clever box design for a game. I love it when the box can be part of the game.
It sounds really uplifting. And
it is.
Headcrab happens to be a listener, or anyone who listens happens to know the real identity of Mutant Headcrab, have them get in contact with me specifically, and I will buy them a copy of Kibble Scuffle just so that they have a little bit of light at the end of their time.
Yeah.
Because the next WizKids post is, Inferno is coming. What do you think is in store for your favorite mutants? A picture of Mystique and Destiny. I'm assuming Inferno is the next X event.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
What Destiny figure is this? Because she has a normal base.
Yeah.
And it's like the worst. This is one of the worst digital renderings I've ever seen. I'm not going to unbiasedly, that face is rough. It's a pretty rough, like, digital. Maybe that's how she looks in comics.
To be fair, Destiny looks kind of weird in comics, but
okay.
This is like a very strange, because if it's part of House of X, it doesn't have the correct base. And prior to that, I don't know when we got a Destiny. Like it would have been pre-Oreo base.
Past? Right? No, it was Days of Future Past. Wasn't she in that? It would be weird to be using, but I don't get Infernos.
But would they have had it? Digital rendering from back then? I don't know.
I have no idea.
But yeah, Inferno is coming. What do you think is in store for your favorite mutants? So this is like a question for people who follow comics, who are like interested in these X-Men storylines. Clearly it has something to do with Mystique and Destiny. So maybe you're like, oh, I really hope Xavier gets like his justice done to it, whatever. Unless you're Mutant Headcrab, and then you say, I don't know, but you know what's not in store? WWE Wave 2. To this I say, I can't fault the man or woman, whoever Mutant Headcrab is. I can't fault them for asking questions that are important, like where's WWE Wave 2?
Yeah.
You know who I can fault is Mr. Mars Cliff here, who says, do you by any chance actually follow the WWE and any of their products or business outside of the sports entertainment? Because if you did, you might have already had your answer about Wave 2. To that I say, I kind of follow WWE, Mr. Mars Cliff, and
I do a little bit, yeah.
What is this in reference to? Why didn't you just say it? Because now I'm very curious. Did something happen? Did like Vince McMahon spontaneously combust or something?
Like, we sort of joked about it last week, but the only thing that's happened is that they let go of, I think it's only Bray Wyatt. Is the only person they've let go of.
Right.
So, besides him, there's no reason that it shouldn't have been released, right? For Wave 2, for what we know of Wave 2, because they still have the rights to, I think, everybody else in Wave 2. They didn't make Braun Strowman or anything. Yeah, so
Braun Strowman's not in there, and Sting was a convention exclusive.
He was a something. We don't even know what Sting was going to be. We assume
we know he wasn't part of like the main set, because he wasn't previewed with that.
No.
But in response to that, do you actually follow WWE? Mutant Headcrab comes back with LOL. It does not change the fact that WizKids has not said a thing about a set that was supposed to be released last year. To be fair, I don't think they ever gave a date, so whether it was supposed to be or not, we don't know. If there are licensing issues with a Heroclix set, then it falls on WizKids to alert their customer base. To that, I say, good point. If you have an idea that, hey, WWE Wave 2, at the very least, because there are stores that are offering pre-sales, pre-orders on these products. At the very least, like, you should be educating those stores that like, hey, this deal might not be going through or something. So as much as I think that this exchange is hilarious, Mutant Headcrab definitely making some decent points on my end. But not to be deterred, good old Mars Cliff here responds with, unless there are legal entanglements as to why they can't WizKids Downer owe anyone an explanation as to why something isn't being released. WizKids doesn't owe you an explanation. That's what it was. Okay. You just think you're entitled to. In response, Mutant Headcrab says, "Are you okay?" Question mark. It looks like you had a stroke while typing. I don't want to like this Mutant Headcrab person, but they make some funny.
He's not entirely wrong. It's pretty funny.
It's just a typo. I can't fault.
It's a pretty honest
Cliff on that.
Mistake.
It's a legitimate typo.
Really
that,
sucks.
Maybe that explains. Maybe that explains why you can't seem to grasp that a company announcing products and then never speaking of them again is a bad thing. End of chain.
Wow. What
none of those responses had any. I just want to say none of those responses had anything to do with the upcoming Inferno event or comics as a whole. Somehow we diverted an image of Mystique and Destiny into talk about WWE Wave 2, which I'm all for normally.
You know what is strange is that they didn't bring up Rise and Fall, since it's like clearly Rise and Fall related.
There's two characters from Rise and Fall, but yeah, instead they were like WWE Wave 2. You know, it'd be a real inferno when Kane brings his hands down on his ring entrance. That was a real inferno. Where's Wave 2?
Wave 2, or Wave 2 character.
This might be
Ricky Steamboat
Mutant
Dragon,
Headcrab. Very well could be the Alex Jones of the Heroclix.
Oh gosh. Oh boy.
If Mutant Headcrab turns out to have a podcast that I've just never heard of, we'll have to listen and see, because it seems like the ramblings a very ill man for sure.
I mean, for the amount of Heroclix podcasts, that would not surprise me. Not entirely.
No.
All right, WizKids goes on. Next tweet here is the WizKids Info Network is currently down for maintenance. Keep an eye here on our social media for updates. We appreciate your patience and understanding.
Yes.
Oh, there's a comment.
I'm sure there's plenty of understanding.
Probably lots of understanding. We have one comment about Mutant Headcrab. Lamau, not that anyone would notice since y'all never update it. They're updating it right now. What are you talking about? What?
To be fair, when WizKids posted, I didn't see their initial post that their network, the WizKids Info Network, was down. I only got the post that the thing was back up, which is the very next one was WizKids Info Network is back up. Thank you for your patience. So I'm glad it got back up in a timely manner. It was the same day. But yeah, I did not even notice. I was at work at the time. Did not notice. Let's see. The same day as their info network going down, WizKids posted and said, "It was brought to our attention that some of the greatest painters among Marvel's heroes and villains are unclicks. Ultimaton, Janus, Muse, any artists from Marvel Universe you'd love to see in Heroclix?" I don't know any artists in the Marvel, to be honest.
You do know one, actually. Captain America is an artist.
Well, I don't believe you, but...
No, he is. That was his secret identity when he was Steve Rogers. He went to art school before going into the war. He got drafted, not drafted, but became Captain America, all that stuff, right? And then when he comes out of the ice, he works as an artist by day. And believe it or not, Captain America. There's a mini reference to it in the first Avengers movie, the first Avenger, when Captain America is doodling a little monkey with the Captain America uniform and the unicycle or whatever. That's sort of a reference to his artist days. But
that's actually
Captain
cool,
America is an artist.
That scene always stuck out to me as just like a very weak choice.
Yeah, like why is Captain America doodling in his notebook like some fifth grader?
Yeah, it always seemed very very strange. But that seems interesting. As far as I can think, if I actually cared to respond to this post, and I was thinking about comics wise. I know way more DC artists, surprisingly, or at least people who are capable of drawing.
Is it Kyle? It's the one I can think of.
Kyle is he's
for sure.
And even John is technically an architect, so he's got to have some.
Oh, so yeah, he's got to know how to draw out plans.
Which Marvel goes, man. I guess like Wolverine could be considered like a good sashimi artist. Slices people in very artistic ways.
Okay.
I don't know. But let's look at the comments here. Let's see. We've got Jack Kirby, Everett K. Ross, brother Bob. We've got Watercolor Master. Very interesting comments. And then, we've got Mutant Headcrab who says, not particularly, which going to be a great comment when you start with not particularly.
Yeah.
In response to a question.
You tell someone's really interested in the conversation you're having. You think, not particularly.
It's like, hey, is anyone here a doctor? Not really, but it's going to be a great response. So not particularly, but I'd love to see the artists who make your figure renders get properly credited for their amazing work. Actually, a surprisingly uplifting comment.
That's pretty legit, actually. I can't really hate on that one too bad.
To be fair, back when WizKids still used physical molds and stuff, they did have artist credits.
It would say who the artists were. Yeah, that was really cool.
I'm guessing because it's digital that like now can kind of, I don't know, you can kind of like just swap in certain body types and stuff. I have no idea. But yeah, it would be cool if there is like a digital artist in the works there, if they started crediting the people again.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I would 100% support that. That'd be awesome. Because, like, yeah, dude, some of those digital renders, you're just like, that is breathtaking. And you get the figure and you're like, dang, it is still breathtaking. Or sometimes the figures, is garbage, but whatever. Like, still, there's two sides to every coin.
It's awful.
But you're like, man, that looks amazing. Like, some of those digital renders you're looking at, like, Old Man Phoenix, when we saw his digital render, we're like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see that. And it's still amazing in, like, real life. But yeah, like, those renders, they do look great. They look awesome.
There's, they put a ton of work into them.
Oh, totally.
But yeah,
I imagine it's like someone at NECA that does the sculpting. I assume it's somebody at NECA that does it. I imagine so, but I don't know.
The next round of clips come from episode 310, The Saga Begins, where we have superfan and avid listener Lucas Tom Van Holland on.
Dial H for Heroclix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest Heroclix singles and sealed products. Make sure you check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. Use code DIAL5 in the checkout for 5% off your order. Joining me in the studio, like always, is my nemesis, Simeon Bruce. What is going on, Simeon?
An online store selling Heroclix? Kalder, do they want to put brick-and-mortar stores out of business? This is the last straw. WizKids has finally done it. I cannot believe my ears.
Your content and rage for slightly later on in the show, because we are joined by, like I said, a special guest, the man with the tri-sentinel shaped heart. It's a big heart. He's a good man. Lucas Tom Van Holland. How are you doing?
F's in chat for brick and mortar. Am I right, my lads?
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. I can already tell. Simeon, you want to go ahead and go first?
Oh yeah. So what made me happy this week was, it's Mother's Day. So not only did I get a video chat with some moms and stuff, I got to physically see one of my favorite moms, and so that's always fun. But yeah, shout out to all the moms. You make people, and that is hard. I'm gonna leave it there because there was definitely something that could have been said after. But yep, absolutely. Lucas, what made you happy this week, my man?
Yeah, I got to go spend time with my mother this weekend, so that was a lot of fun. Just getting to take a break from the rest of the world and just kind of hang out for a few days. So that's probably the happiest thing that I've experienced this weekend so far.
Very nice. Right on. For me, it was May the 4th on Monday. I never really do May the 4th parties because normally I'm here in beautiful Kennebec, and the other ranchers don't like Star Wars as much as I do, believe it or not. But I went back to Vermilion this week, and with a couple of friends, they made Star Wars themed snacks, and we watched the Star Wars Holiday Special, which is just, it's a real joy. I tell you what, it's so bad it's good, and I quite enjoyed that, and that was pretty awesome. But also, I like my mom. I just feel bad if I didn't mention that
because you guys mentioned it. So yeah, we can move on to now. This is probably my favorite piece of news we've had to cover in a really long time. Trusted news source, or let's rephrase that. Heroclix's only interesting news source, as proclaimed by the banner at the top of this website blog, about as trustworthy as the Onion. Also, they say they're aggressively comic accurate. The new website Clickshole has been releasing articles these past couple of days. They started, was it May 6th or 7th? Beginning of the month, May 2nd, they had their very first article, which is WizKids crowns the 2020 Heroclix National Champion, which ended up being the coronavirus. So they have amazing reporters. Ben Urich, Kat Grant, J. Jonah Jameson, and Vicky Vale have been tirelessly making articles on this website for our Heroclix pleasure. And it's just great. And by that, I mean some guy somewhere is making really bad / really pretty good satire.
Hey,
I
potentially multiple guys.
Potentially multiple
wares.
people. Yeah. I must say, I do quite enjoy, what is this? Marty Grachinas? That's
What's
pretty
your
great.
name?
My name.
Some of the names are pretty funny. I like Anthony Stablebarn. That's quite a good flip around. The Kleenex Nest has been used before, so like I won't give them points for that. Like we've seen that. That's not as interesting.
Yeah, that ain't original at all.
That ain't original. No. Yeah, that one's rough. So, but basically, it's a website that's been making a bunch of these satire Heroclix articles. Roll20 is out to get me. I just can't seem to hit that opening 8. The whole article goes into how just he can't roll well on Roll20, which I've heard plenty of people, Simeon, complain about. So I just very relatable, great, just great. I just like it's like chef's kiss.
I
right
have
there.
video proof.
Yeah, just because you won the last 2 games, I don't know. I'll chalk it up. I did push roll crit miss to lose that last game. So I don't know if that's like the cleanest win in the world.
That was pretty on par for Roll20 pushing to crit miss.
I do quite like the $42,000 in fines from Jamie Patters there. Jimmy Patters. Sorry.
That's good. Yeah, that's good
hilarious.
stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. So we're going to have them linked in the podcast show notes to check out some of these articles. They are pumping them out like several a day. It's pretty wild. So go ahead, check them out. They're crazy fun. What have you guys been enjoying about these bad boys?
I cannot believe that there are people out there who, after being instructed, like, hey guys, this is satire, don't understand that it's satire.
Yeah. My favorite
I'm not going to drop any names because there's a particular individual who kind of lost his mind over this. But it's just, I don't get it. I don't understand how you can sit there and look at that and go, oh yeah, those constant quotations of Kenny Pena aren't actually quotes from Kenny Pena, right? Like even the one article that's like Kenny looked into a non-existent camera, like it smiled from Jim from The Office. like I laugh at every single one of these, and almost everybody who's been mentioned in these has had a hearty laugh, understood that it's a joke. But there have been a couple, select few individuals who decided that they were just going to lose their minds over this, and I'm just like, come on, guys, what are you doing? Like you're just making a fool of yourself.
I think some of the biggest news to come out of these are that our current world champion may or may not be an actual robot that was created by his father. So Isaac was potentially developed in a laboratory setting, I imagine. And on top of that, Easton apparently is also a robot. So those 2 factors.
A much worse robot that only seems to come in second. I'm just saying, like the scientist behind Easton, not as good.
He'll admit that too.
I wouldn't knock Howard's craftsmanship.
I didn't say that. I just said the scientist behind Easton is just not as well. I'm just.
Also, what was it, like the garbage clicks format that ROC was coming out with?
Oh, that was funny.
I want to play garbage bin so bad. They must only use common non-prime pieces that have no access to move and attack and can deal 2 damage or less. No characters with Outwit, Perplex, Probability Control, Shape Change, Super Senses, Barrier, Support, or Regeneration can be played. All special objects will similarly be banned because many of them had to be won at WizKids events, and it would give successful players an unfair advantage.
Very true.
I love it so much. And of course, later in the article, Penny Kenya goes on to say, seriously, people, stop messaging me. Why hasn't anyone noticed that I haven't responded to any complaints since I landed this gig? I love that one. So I kind of want to play Garbage Bin. Like, it sounds like the slowest, most awful version of this game. Absolutely. Like,
was Invuln on that list of powers you can't have?
So really, invulnerability, you'd instantly win, right? Like...
Well, yeah. I don't know if you'd instantly win.
You could
all
still
games
use,
would go to time.
Yeah, totally. Like
yeah, you could still use a heavy object or like a light object. So they didn't disqualify super strength. So it's potential to get past Invuln. It's just not real likely.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that the number of people, because that was their first article or their second article.
Yeah.
The number of people that potentially took that seriously, it was just hilarious because like people are like, is this real? I had people actually messaging me on Facebook going, hey, did you see this update on states? Is this what we're doing for South Dakota? And I'm like, no, guys, come on. Like, did you see The Rock post this? Did you see WizKids post this? No? Oh, yeah, it's probably not real then, is it? It's just silly. I had to laugh at that, but these guys have done a great job, and I think that it's I'm interested to see if they keep churning out these little articles at the same rate that they've been doing it, because like you said, it's just been constant, several a day at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Way more news than I thought we would deserve at this point in HeroClix history.
This clip from episode 316, I Won't Do What You Tell Me.
Simeon, this is what everyone is ready. Are you ready for this? We have super big news. Marvel Cosmic Reverse Hero Star Swallows Giant hardcover model Marvel HeroClix Galactus Devourer of Worlds premium colossal figure. More than 12 inches tall, Star Swallows are coming to Taiwan and a tabletop near you. And it turns out, come after August, are you ready for the Swallow Star Challenge? I can't wait to do this, the Swallow Star Challenge. Why don't you rush to the shop for pre-order? Come and see what the features of Swallows. Anyone who has seen the preview before knows the sophistication of this model, and the model is more than a foot tall, more than 30 cm. Meanwhile, you have 2 more heads parts to replace. Wrapping will be page look. You can turn around to see all the inside. Close images with details on the side. Putting on the bookshelf looks extremely domineering. Swallow Star's base is a supermassive size of 3x6, while 4 more. While 2 Turnals for Swallow Star's own use, there are 32 grids of blood, Simeon. That's enough. 32 grids of blood. That's enough.
It's plenty of grids of blood. Stop with the grids of blood. That's enough. I can't handle all these
special
grids
rounds.
of blood.
One is for the Collect Little Brother. The Collect Little Brother, and the other is to let Swallow the map. Simeon. There are 6 different score trees available for Swallow. Choose from 750 to 100, or use his Pioneer with just 25 points. Pioneer? ? Don't understand? ? This is the little brother he took. Anyone familiar with comics will know that Silver Surfer is one of his little brothers. At the highest value of the wheel, the Swallow Star has outrageous properties of a range 11 range, 15 hits, 21 defense, and 8 injuries. This number could bring you back to old days of player raid together. I really don't know if it will be limited. Hurry up to your favorite store and sue him for +1.
Man, I feel like I've had 8 injuries. So this, of course, being our favorite place to get news, and I don't know what they're actually called because they just get shared, and WizKids Taiwan, I believe. So the auto translate is not perfect, to say the least.
From English to Taiwanese, back to English. It's rough. It's a little rough, but I am here for grids of blood, ladies and gentlemen. This is something I am 100,000% down for. And Silver Surfer, now, of course, if you're a comic fan, you obviously know Silver Surfer is is Star Swallow's little brother. Unless, what are you, an idiot? You don't think he's his little brother? Stupid?
Pioneer? Question mark?
Pioneer?
Don't understand?
Question mark?
Yeah.
I kind of don't understand, actually. Question mark.
I thought WizKids could not do better with their campaign modes, but Collect Little Brother is probably going to be one of like the top campaign plays ever. So not only is it like a fetch quest, but it's also turns into, a, what do they call it? You have to bring them back. You have to collect and bring him back. To bring back Little Brother.
This next segment comes from episode 322, Oklahoma OK. Notably, I'm leaving out Kalder's rendition of the musical Oklahoma at the beginning, but we'll get to hear how Kalder did in that tournament.
Lost the first game, only scored 50 points. I chose targets wrong. It just, a lot of inexperience was showing on my part. Next game, I played against Hulk, Immortal Hulk, Black Widow, and Captain Marvel. Once again, lost map. Indoor maps aren't great for Jason. I kind of wasted a pog to destroy a wall so I could get to Black Widow, forgetting, of course, that she has stealth because she's, Black Widow. And every Black Widow should pretty much have stealth, so I don't know why I, for some reason, thought, I'll make a hindering marker and I'll shoot her. Yeah, no. Anyways, but the Franklins were great. The Franklins were really cool. That game was a little closer, but I was only able to kill, what's her face? Captain Marvel. I'm just now realizing that I rotated Hulk once, and I should have gotten 25 points, so I should have scored not 95 points, but 125. Now, that is important for later. I may have just shortchanged myself realizing this now, and it kind of hurts the innards of my soul, as we'll get to. So right now, I'm 0-2. I've got 2 losses. I'm very much in the loser's bracket of the tournament. But your boy came out on top. The next game I played against a Triple H, Medusa, Steve Rogers, Voyager team. Little Simeon's a little aware of this. He kind of knows what's going on. In that Empower, letting those hairs swing for 6. Well, it ended up the Jasons just kind of had the reach on this one, making Franklin pulse waving, getting rid of all of their hairs, doing my double mind controls. This was the first time of the day where, since I won map, I was able to take them to the trains, and I have just 4 lines of fire, lines of sight. That's what I need, really. For Jason Wingard and everything to really work the way I want him to. So that game, I won. I did lose to Jason. A little frivolous with my Jasons, and I let him die. I need to not do that, but that's just the way it is. What was actually kind of cool is I had 1 pog left to make with Jason on that team. And it was just the Steve Rogers, and I'd already made him living legend. And a real cheeky thing I decided to do was make a robot dupe and make it copy Steve Rogers, and then I had it shoot Steve Rogers. So it was a little stop hitting yourself action. I thought that was a little cheeky. I thought it was fun. Anyways, next game, double Captain Marvel and Hulk. Now, if you're paying attention, I've already lost against a team slightly similar, and Marvel and Hulks don't treat your boy well. Well, once I told this guy, by the way, this is my favorite game of the day. Phil was awesome. He was hilarious to play against, and my goodness, did we just have a fun game. He found, when he read that when you target me with prop, plex, or outwit, I make a Doombot, it was like, let's see how many we can get on the board. And I was, by the way, I had 12 Doombots with me. I was just carrying around 12. And up to this point, max amount of Doombots I ever had on the field was like 3. Okay? Like, brought out, just, and KO'd. Like, I only ever brought out 3, most in one game. In this game, we went ahead, tripled that number. I brought out 9 Doombots. I had 9 Doombots on the board by the end of this game. It was awesome. I loved it because they aren't sidelined. They're generated. So it's like making a pog. They don't take up sideline space. It's awesome. So with that, though, I actually was able to kill both Captain Marvels, kill the Hulk. It was a tough game, though. I made the Chaos Pogs right away. I did my TKs. I did my mind controls on the Captain Marvels. I was able to kind of, outwit Hulk's charge, mess with him a little bit, stuff like that. So we were able to get it. He actually, every time he would flurry, he would target a Franklin Galactus first, who has a 20 defense with Impervious.
would hit it. I would always miss Impervious, and for his Blades roll, he'd roll like a 5 or 6, killing Galactus. I was like, man, and he killed both Galactuses that way with the little Chewy Pog, which just offended me that his little cat Pog was killing my Franklin Pog when he made his super senses when Franklin tried to punch the cat a turn earlier. I cut deep. I cut real deep. And that actually didn't happen. I always use Franklin for shots against Captain Marvel or whatever. So I really never attacked the cat. Anyways, I don't know why I said that. I'm like, that didn't happen. Anyways.
Yeah, Chewy.
With the first flurry, he would kill Franklin. Then he's like, I guess I'll attack that Doombot. And he'd roll like a 1 or a 2 on Blades. And I was like, yeah, the Doombot's toughness reduces it. Great. Awesome. Wow. Yeah. I was like, this sucks. And he's like, yeah, I really wanted those points. And I was like, if I could get 15 points for a Doombot or get Franklin Galactus off the board, I think I'd rather have Franklin Galactus off the board. But it was a really fun game. I ended up winning it. So I had 2 300-point wins and then a 50-point win and a 50-point loss and 95-point loss, actually, which should have been a 120-point loss. And guess what place your boy went home, Simeon?
I'm going to say 9th.
2-2. That is correct. I went home 9th place, missing top 8 cut. There were already 2. There were already 3 2-2s.
No.
Now I really, really want to know who was above me and how many points they got. So the guy above him had 920 points, which means the window for that dude above me isn't much higher than where I was at with my 700 and no, that guy. Oh, he had 820 points. That's right. So I had 745, which means that dude with the 820, the guy below him who also made top cut had under 820, which means your boy might have made top cut. I accidentally shortchanged myself because we forgot to count that I rolled Hulk's dial once. Just realizing that, now that I'm saying it, really hurts that I finished the 16-hour drive there and back to finally get back home. And I am crying. You can't see it, but I am shedding.
Just goes to show you that people that play Immortal Hulk can't be trusted.
I agree.
They're not good people. They tend to cheat to win. A little Eddie Guerrero style.
Here's what cut me the most is when it came time to choose my primes from Earth X, whatever. So they had all the guys that were in top 8 choose the ones they would choose. That way they're set aside, and then anyone that didn't make top 8 doesn't have to wait until they're done. So I went ahead and I was getting ready. He did all top 8, so I was like, oh, he might call my name, next, or maybe the one after next, because I was like, I don't know. I feel like he got sort of enough points and 2-2. Maybe I was hoping I would make top 8 cut. He says some name, and I'm like, huh? Can you say that again? He says, we got a Cadler here. Is there a Cadler? As if to drive the stake deeper into my heart. I was like, you want to switch that D and L around? It's like, we got a Kalder here?
And 2 zigzags driving my Cadler round.
Cadler.
Got that 85 Cadler rack. Just
so I was like,
big old rims on it. My Cadler rack.
So that's Kalder. No, you didn't text her. You called her, and he said, "That's cute. Pick your figures." And I was like, okay. I took my Black Adam Prime, took my little Miles Morales Prime, and I was like, okay. Good luck, top 8. Okay, see you later. Bye. Okay. But the guys I drove with, and I'm just proud. This makes me South Dakota boy. It makes me proud. Kevin and Lucas actually got first and second. So Lucas won, and Kevin got second place. And oddly enough, they were playing the same team. That was awesome. That's what made me happy this week. I did a whole tournament rundown. Simeon, anything you want to say?
No, I wasn't there. I was too busy self-quarantining, so...
Right.
Although I wouldn't have gone either way because I've heard that they've got too big of horses in Oklahoma, and I don't want my toes to get stepped on. I'm a little afraid of that, so...
No, I don't know. This is off, just whatever. I literally never have any idea what you're ever going to say. I've done almost a year worth of podcasts, if not a year worth of podcasts with you, and yet every single time I ever speak to you, I can never guess ever what will come out of that mouth of yours. I literally have no idea. And like when I talk, like I literally have no idea. Listener, I have no idea. This guy he's like a loaded gun, but like half the bullets are like cream cheese and like something else. And I don't know. He's got some Lego head bullets. Like I literally have no idea what's gonna come out of this guy's eye. I literally
My
never
green arrows quiver. Am I the boxing glove arrow? The glue arrow? Am I the breathe underwater arrow?
I literally never know. Borderline like comedic to frustrating. I'm like, what is this person's brain? I can be that way sometimes, but I feel like eventually, like you're like, Calder's probably gonna get up in arms about this or say this. I literally have no idea ever, and I've known this guy for like 3 years, 2 years, whatever, who have known about him or known him, and I have no idea what this guy's ever gonna say ever. Great, fantastic. Is there anything we want to say else about?
No, that was all. Yeah.
Rant
just
over.
My big take on Oklahoma, yeah. From the same episode, here's a couple quick hot takes from around the time that online nationals was beginning.
I don't have it pulled up. Simeon, we had a very interesting piece of news. Let me ask this question. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, this is really important. So something was done, and then Kalder, do you want to know what was done?
Was done, Simeon.
So the news this week will not pertain to anyone. At first I was going to say it won't pertain to anyone that isn't a competitive player, but now it just pertains to no one at all whatsoever because it was undone as quickly as it was done. The ROC issued a map for nationals. They issued a curated map list. So this curated map list that does not matter anymore, we'll get to that later, included the Batman animated series, Earth X, Black Panther Illuminati, X-Men animated series, Fantastic Four, Cosmic Clash, and then some ROC maps. Now you'll realize, if you were listening to that very quick list, I won't go into the ROC maps. There's 4 from 2020, and there was more than that released in 2020. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from 2019, and I think there was 16 released in 2019, and then 4 from 2018. But you'll realize if you were listening to that, there's a DC set missing. There's also a couple Marvel sets missing. There's the indie sets that are missing, which is the Orville and the WWE sets. There's quite a few sets that are missing from this curated map list. Now, why could this be? Why?
I don't know. Why would we get rid of such maps?
Well, Calder, wait till Sunday. Jeez,
Sunday,
I tried to... Oh, is it? Is it 3 p.m. Central Standard Time?
Sunday.
Then I will tell you why you had to wait till today. I'm undoing this
did
curated
I just
map
get a
list.
notification on my phone that The Rock is live?
Yes, we are live, and we are here to tell you, never mind.
Never mind?
Just never mind. The curated map list is gone for Nationals. You might see it again for Worlds, but don't worry about it. That'll be a WizKids official event, I hope. But yeah. So the news this week was... there
is no news, in a way.
Literally, we undid our own news. We released a post, and then less than 3 days later, we undid our own thing. Isn't that fun that we can do that?
I can't remember what it's called, because, I'm a big stupid idiot. But, I think there's, a term when you say you're going to do one thing, and then people kind of, expect it.
Ooh,
then
yeah.
After a while, you say, we're not going to do that thing.
Yeah.
Maybe only, a week or two before that thing's going to happen. Wow. Almost like if you sell a certain product or allow a certain product to be won for prizing for years and say, oh, hey, you can use that for all these cool things. And then say, for maybe potentially one of the more important of those cool things, they say you can't use such a product.
Like perhaps the important one that you would want to practice at less important ones with.
And especially if you're very into this practicing thing, practice as soon as possible on what products you're actually allowed to use.
If you go to the ROC and you listen to...
The Boulder. If you go to the Boulder.
The Boulder, yeah. You will hear some new things that are potentially true. Who's to know? Apparently, take backsies are good to go, and Michael Jackson's not the only one that knows how to moonwalk. So if you watch that video, you will notice he does mention some of the stuff that's going forward with WizKids. They are potentially not making any more doors and windows maps, so that's some actual news for you. Your Spider-Man set may have no windows on the maps for it. Or doors. Who doesn't love doors? Spider-Man goes in and out of them all the time. Guess what? WizKids says, nope, no more doors. Can't go in and out, Spidey.
I would think, honestly. Don't you think he goes out of more windows and doors and swinging around New York City?
I honestly never judged the man on how he enters or exits a building, I guess is the correct way to say that. So basically, the one bit of news that you can glean from this whole mess of a weekend of news is that we may or may not have any more doors and windows on maps going forward. So isn't that exciting? That's...
I was just going to be like holes.
Yeah, well, just a hole that you can go in and out of with your characters, or shoot in and out of with your characters, but no other interaction other than, just indoor blocking that ends. It's tough stuff. That's what I gotta say.
Cool.
It's real tough stuff.
That's news. In another word, imagine advertising your national championship tournament with a picture of a chase that is actually not prizing, even though it's the newest and most expensive chase we have right now. It's actually not prizing for the tournament.
But Kalder, you could play it potentially. You could play it.
Right. But when you have that, people kind of think you win it. That's kind of the whole why else would you have it there? You could play a Common Star Lab Scientist. I have a picture of that.
Just a single scientist, yeah.
Single scientist. Anyways,
I did. I would keep an eye on the ROC. I did ask, and apparently they don't have the dial for the Lady Phoenix yet. Otherwise, they would have shared it. So there's that.
I'm curious
keep
why
an eye out. Yeah,
didn't get any other exclusives. Why they only have all the older LEs and stuff from WKOs and from last year's Worlds.
Other than the factory set for first. Yeah, it's all older stuff.
Did they answer any questions about why they didn't get any of the other exclusives that we've actually seen versus the one we didn't even know existed? I find that odd to me.
Yeah. I don't think anyone asked the questions. So
some people don't have the
I wasn't there to ask questions. I was there to make Snyder
later
remarks on your and joke about the quality of sound that we were hearing. That was my contribution to the whole thing.
Glad to know you're still you, Simeon.
From the same episode, man, what a good episode 322 was. It's a little bit of a crystal ball Simeon action when I go digging for a hidden gem and come up with what would have been later, about a year later, suddenly a $75 piece.
You want to go digging? You a digger? Somewhat? Go digging, I hear.
I do that at work plenty, so why not? We're not gonna dig too deep, but go looking for a hidden gem.
But wait, wow, that looks like a diamond.
What do you like to do in hidden gems here, Simeon? What is a hidden gem for the folks at home?
So for me, a hidden gem is a figure that didn't quite make it into the meta. Maybe it's not something that people really look at. Maybe it was good and sealed, but after that they were like, I can't build with this. It's too hard. Give me something easy to build with. And so I popped back into Avengers, Black Panther, Illuminati. Ooh, one of the best sets of 2019 by a long shot, because there was so much in it that was just so much goodness. Even if it was 035 rare rescue. But that's not the figure that we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about number 044. It's a rare. It comes with Bearer of the Power and Time Gems, but it doesn't come with the Time Gem. This is the Namor. So a lot of people will know this figure because he came with the Power Gem. Power Gem's a pretty good gem. I'm not going to get into exactly what the power gem does. It's +1 damage, ranged combat, close combat, basically. But this Namor here, he comes in with 110 point value and a 75 point value. And at his 75 point value, this is where I think he really shines, because you play the extra 10 or extra 5 points for the power gem at his 75 point value, and you all of a sudden have a 10 speed, 11 attack, 17 defense with invincible, and 3 damage with a special damage power. And of course that damage is bumped up by 1 because of the power gem. So for 75 points, you've got someone that can take a hit for... he'll reduce anything by 3 unless it's outwitted. Well, if he takes 3 damage, he goes to click 4 of this lower dial. I guess technically, I should be correct. This technically goes to click 7 if you're playing him lower dial. On click 7, and this is where I really like this guy, he's got 8 speed with flurry, 12 attack, with an 18 defense, and 4 damage with his special damage power. So he does have an 18 with regen, so you're probably not wanting to leave him on this. But let me tell you a little story, Kalder, about how during Avengers Black Panther Illuminati Sealed, I defeated a little Ultra Chase Thanos who was 160 points, and all I needed was this Namor and a single Perplex to go with it. So this Namor, he has the Bearer of the Power and Time Gem trait, of course. He also has Rule as the World Burns trait. When an opposing character rolls for leadership and the result is a 1 or 2, remove an action token from Namor. So you have a chance to keep yourself unactioned if an opposing character is trying the same. He has a speed power in his early dial, that is, you have angered the Prince of Atlantis. That's Charge Flurry, but only with the Time Gem. Of course, the Time Gem also gives you prob. So those 3 powers, pretty good top
good
dial.
combo with Flurry.
Yeah.
Or so I hear. Yeah.
His bottom dial, and I really like this bottom dial special damage power. He's got it all 4 clicks of his 75 point line. My Fury is as the Tempest Unleashed. Battle Fury. When Namor attacks with the power gem equipped and targets only characters with printed range values of 5 or more, modify his damage +1, and the damage dealt is penetrating. So, on his surface, on click 1 of his 75 point dial, he's already doing 4 damage. If you target somebody that has a range value of 5 or more, and just to clue you in, that's most generics, that's most figures in general that aren't close combat based. There's like Medusa is an outlier with like a 2 range. There's plenty of 0 range people, but there's also, I think the average is like 5 or 6 if they have a range at all. This guy is dealing 4 damage. If they have 5 range or more, he's doing 5 damage top dial, and that's penetrating at that point. So at top dial, and he's also got super strength, so you could also pick up an object. You wouldn't need one at that point, but you could also pick up an object while you're equipped with the power gem and smack him, and it's just penetrating damage. It doesn't require any kind of power to activate, so it just is what it is if it meets the criteria, which is really great on click number 4. So on click number 4, this is the click that I was on when I beat a full-powered Thanos in 1 turn. So on click number 4, he's a 12 for 4 with his power gem. So his power gem brings him up to 5. Thanos has a range of 7, so I got a 6 damage, and when I hit, it's penetrating. So Thanos was top dial. He hadn't outwitted my invincible, so he just hit me for a lot of damage and hit me to that last click. And I managed to swing on him, and I have that +2 to my damage, so I was doing 6, so that knocks him to click 4, because he takes a max of 3 with his invincible. Well, all of a sudden on click 4, he's got impervious. So, of course, with my flurry, I hit him for another 6 that is also penetrating. And you know what that does to Ultra Chase Thanos? That KOs him. and then I took some mystics and just died. So,
well, yeah, last click, yeah.
It was an even trade, but it is what it is. This guy, he's got a lot of versatility. He's got Atlantis, Avengers. He's got the Cabal, which goes great with the new Fantastic Four stuff we've getting. Illuminati, Invaders, Ruler, and Warrior. So you can put this guy with a lot of stuff. He just an all-around pretty decent 75 points. His dial is a little short. You'll have to be careful around Outwit, but when is that not true? You'll always have to be careful around Outwit with a heavy hitter, and he's not even like the highest point value in your team probably. He's taken up a good old 1/4 of your build for a 300-point team.
Okay, pretty respectable, I would say. Pretty respectable. I like a hidden gem now. Normally, we would rank these guys based off gems. What kind of gem you think this guy is? Do you know any gems off the top of your head, I guess?
Ooh, well, to go along with the power gem, I'll say that this guy's a ruby.
Nice.
He's prettier than a diamond, but he's no like amethyst or
Okay.
What is what's another good gem? He's better than quartz, by a long shot. Yeah,
absolutely. Slaughters quartz, dude. Murders him.
This next clip comes from episode 329. I'm not going to say the title because it's really long, but we discussed the first time that WizKids did that price hike back in House of X. Kind of fortuitous that it's happening once again, I guess.
That's going to suck. I think the $2 price increase really sucks. And get it, maybe they're struggling as a business during the Despodelis pandemic and all that jazz. But, us as consumers, can't really say that when we are also suffering in a less grand scale than you guys are. So that's about all I have to say.
It'd be 100% okay with me if they were just completely like transparent about it. If they're like, hey, cost is going up because of X, like X reason. I'd be like, okay, cool. That's the reason. Instead, they always do this to us. They just leave it up to conjecture. They're just like, we're doing a thing and you guys can just deal with it. And you have no choice because you're addicted to plastic.
Like, that's just super lame.
Yeah.
Super lame. But is that all you want to say about old House of X and the somewhat increase?
I'm not going to say like the sky's falling. I thought it was crazy when Dark Phoenix and AI sets were like increased. And I was like, uh-oh, what if they just keep that? Like they're like AI price is going to be higher because it's a bigger booster. It's got a colossal in each booster. I was like, what if they just keep that price going forwards though? And I think those were like $17.99 each. What was the MSR? Yeah, so
sure it was like $17.99.
So it's like inching its way towards that price already. But again, without them actually clarifying why or anything, I'm not gonna say. Maybe it's just like a temporary thing. Maybe that's going to be like the norm going forwards. It's very possible. Who knows? This next clip comes from episode 330 of Dice and Men, when Kalder was surprised with my dice order from Mr. Stan Strakowski, Stand Up. Stan would go on to be on episode 331, where we did a nice, fun interview with him. What made me happy
that's
this week
work,
was
right?
Making you open a box.
Ah, okay. So I have this box in front of me that says no open, do not open. Simeon told me he would have to wait. I have to wait until he tells me to open it. If you watched my mail call video on YouTube, I got a package from Simeon. Now I'm going to open the box. So cutting the tape. This is great audio. All right, that's the tape.
I can hear it.
The top coming off. Feeling this, know what this is. Yo! Yeah! These are sick. Oh my gosh. Ah! They're tiny hats. So, well, I didn't see that until I turned it around. That is sick. Okay. So what I'm holding, everybody, are custom Dial H for Heroclix dice. And this is so boss. You have no idea. I will post pictures for the show. Wow. But the 6 is our logo. Then the pits on each side are little cowboy hats. And that is awesome, Simeon. Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Yeah. This next clip actually comes from some pre-show banter, never before released anywhere, from episode 337, CC's and Assist, when we had contributor for the show, Ian, on.
That's why the Prince format is coming to a venue near you. Tired of all these poor people? No more.
Prince format?
Yeah. There's Pauper format.
I think that's what you said it was,
format.
right, Simeon?
What's that?
Prince format?
Yeah, it's got to be...
I'm pretty sure that's what you said it was, right?
Yeah. It's got to
Prince
be
and the Pauper is what you're
Pauper
referencing,
format,
yeah.
and then to combat the disgusting Pauper format, we will introduce the Prince format. So that's the reverse of what a Pauper is. It's a Prince.
And you have to own all the figures for that. Sorry. That's how it's going to work.
As hilarious as it
we're
would be,
going to need pictures of all the figures with your bank account statement on your phone as well.
I truly wanted to be like $250 entry, winner gets grand prize of $1,000. You have to own all your figures, just to see how few people we could get to actually even respond. I think it'd be absolutely zero. No one's gonna enter for $250.
A $250 buy. And then make the disparity from first place and second place ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be $1,000 first to first place. Baby. If we get 8 people to sign up, then second place will also get $100 CC's gift card.
All right. Sounds interesting.
I know the last time I saw CC's commercial, that little real one.
I've only had bad experiences at a CC's.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I don't think anyone that goes to CC's after middle school and doesn't have kids is not doing great.
Jeez.
I mean, I could
it's $5 pizza or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it's
CC's, oh man. The first day I moved to Arkansas, someone was asking me for money inside of a CC's. That was fun.
When I was I think I was a junior in high school or something, I went to visit my grandparents in Lincoln, and they're like, "Where do you guys want to eat?" And I was like, "Oh, CC's, hell yeah." I've never seen 2 old people so disappointed and eat so little food. I think they each took 1 bite of 1 slice of pizza and then just looked around completely disgusted in this decision.
Oh, CC's my guy. Kind of high five him.
I felt so bad. I was no,
tortured her grandparents.
Don't invite old people to CC's Pizza when they're offering to pay.
They offered to pay, and you were like, "Let's go to CC's."
That's the thing.
That's where I get my bang for my buck.
CC's is where I would have gone if I was paying. And so I was like, I don't want to force them to eat some fancy place and spend a bunch of money. Even though they're both retired and this is literally what they want to do is have a nice meal somewhere. Instead, it's how would you like to sit next to an arguing family of 5 and some screaming toddlers that just sneezed on your slice of pizza? Oh, but guess what? Those breadsticks will be out in 40 minutes if you're fast enough and have sharp elbows.
Jeez.
It's so true. Just dine-in pizza, man. You're risking it.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. I think we're ready to get the show on the road. We should have recorded all that and then just shipped it and that's the podcast this week, everybody. That's it.
Halfway through the podcast,
15 minutes
it
of
cuts
that.
out, and we do an advertisement for CC's with that.
Yep.
This podcast
sponsored by
CC's. Speaking of Bad Samaritan, this episode is sponsored by CC's Pizza, the original Bad Samaritan from the Bible. Let's read our ad for it real quick.
Dials are circular,
and then it's
I'll
just
tell you something else that it is.
10-minute.
Very true.
10 minutes of bashing on CC's, and we get a cease and desist.
A CC's and desist.
And desist. Yeah, there it is.
This next clip is from episode 342. Look how they massacred my boy. Of course, this was the episode where Kalder came back and was not too happy about all the Witcher nonsense.
Heroclix champion, $1 billion Bruce. How's it going, Simeon?
Oh, it's going great. I like it when you use my official full title. Makes me feel important.
Yeah. I figured I can't just say Nemesis all the time since you finally do have a real official title. I think you've earned that. You've earned that due.
Yeah.
We like to start off every week with what made us happy. For now, that's right. When Wave 2 comes out in that TLC match of Extreme Rules, it's gonna be the Rowdy Ranch hand coming out on top. That's a promise. But like every week, we like to start off with what made us happy. Is it more Witcher nonsense? You talked about The Witcher for 10 minutes last week. I just want you to know.
So I had to cut a lot because I was like going way too in depth with. So have you played Mass Effect, Kalder?
No.
Okay.
No.
I can't get into it. It's just so different. It's crazy the difference between like the first game and the second game. Just like absolutely everything other than the characters changed. But no, what made me happy this week was we did an early Friends Christmas, and so I was able to give my friends some gifts and made me feel good, and they gave me some things that I will put somewhere. So that made me feel pretty good.
That's awesome though. It's always fun to like exchange gifts because you're like, I wanna see their reaction to like what I got them. You know, I only have that for like half my friends or like my family. So I'm normally pretty proud of like the presents I can sort of like find for people. So no, giving gifts is awesome.
This round of clips is from episode 250, a very Valentine's Day special. Gonna need about tree 50.
Was it the weather again? Was the weather just so nice and beautiful that it made you happy?
No. What made me happy this week, it's probably another thing people are tired of hearing me say over and over again. I get a lot of complaints about how much I love this and blah, 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 and people don't like hearing about it all the time. But what made me happy this week is I had some homemade butterscotch pudding. I know you guys are tired of me talking about how much I love pudding, but this was some really good butterscotch pudding. They included some sea salt and some caramel drizzle. So also like a little cookie that goes in it. So I've had 2 so far, but it came in like a bag, and I'm tempted to just squeeze the bag straight into my mouth. It's pretty good stuff. The sea salt really makes it pop. That's some good culinary combinations there. But enough of that. I know you guys are tired of hearing about my pudding talk. It's all
when have you ever talked about pudding ever? What is this?
That's one of the things I'm known for, isn't it? I'm the pudding guy. I always talk about pudding constantly.
Never.
Bruce has got to have his pudding.
You're Simeon Bruce, pudding guy.
Well, then maybe this butterscotch pudding has just changed my life so much that I believe retroactively has made me a pudding man. It literally just changed my memory into thinking that is who I was and have always been. But on top of that delicious pudding that was graciously given to me for free, it was beautiful, delicious. I still have some. I'm going to have some after we're done recording because it's so good. On top of that, I got rid of a ton of Heroclix, and CoolStuffInc.com is giving me close to, I'm not going to give an exact number, but it's $209.37 in trade-in value for all these figures that I'm sending to them. And so it's made me happy because I'm cleaning up some Golden Age stuff that going through and just never use. And hopefully it's making them happy because they can send it to somebody who might actually use all these things that I've just been hoarding like a dragon for the last 5 years or so. Question 4. What's happening to water and obscuring terrain? Answer 4. Water terrain will function like clear terrain for movement and line of fire purposes. Then why would you have it? Water terrain will function like clear terrain for movement and line of fire purposes. Oh, here's why. Except for special effects that specifically interact with it, like Susan, Queen of Atlantis. Good. water is now water for only dolphins. You know, like when you go to the beach and only the fish are in the water, but when you go to walk on the water, swim, because you can no longer swim, you just walk out to the water, and the fish is like, yo, I'm underwater, it's harder to hit me, and I'm like, I'm easier to hit, but I can walk on this water, because I'm a Heroclix figure. Obscuring terrain will be functionally identical to hindering terrain. Yeah, that's just straight up true. Moving forward, we will not utilize obscuring terrain, which I actually don't like. That's one thing, like, I knew when hindering terrain lost the movement benefit, or like the stop moving thing, it was essentially obscuring terrain at that point. But I kind of liked maps that were like, this is just a dark alley. There's no, like, trash cans or anything in it, but it's a dark alley, and so it was obscuring terrain. Now it's just going to be hindering if they do that, which is fine, because it's just a color on a map. That's fine. Also, there will no longer be falling damage from being knocked back to a lower elevation. Good. Yeah.
Simeon,
I
even
fell
if
off
I didn't
a roof
punch
one
you,
time.
let's say I just pushed you. Yeah, pushed you off one of your signs.
Yeah. I legitimately fell off a roof one time, and I survived without breaking any bones or anything.
Wow.
This was when I was like a child, so I was much more flexible and sturdy, I suppose. Less brittle. So I guess back then I was probably a post-2021 Heroclix figure. Now I'm definitely a 2017 Heroclix figure.
Ha! True enough.
Yeah.
That's fair. Of course not. All right, cool. WizKids article. I'm gonna have Simeon read more of these because I've mentally clocked out and don't care anymore. What happens. Next up, we're gonna do a little romance for Valentine's Day.
I'm your sexy ranch hand co-host called the Ness. I'm your sexy ranch hand. I'm your sexy ranch hand. Your sexy ranch hand.
All right, now that Simeon put in some weird sound clip that I'm sure listening back to makes sense, it might make me even slightly uncomfortable. Let's get into a little Valentine's
Day. It's making me very uncomfortable.
I'm already worried. All right,
and that's going to wrap up roughly, the best parts of the last 100 episodes. Obviously, we weren't grabbing from every episode. We had plenty of awesome guests on. We had plenty of great discussions, plenty of really good moments that I couldn't fit in. This podcast is already almost 2 hours long. I really want to keep doing these going forward. It's going to be a lot easier if I do it per year at a time instead of per 100 episodes. That's obviously way too much content for one big episode. Like we said at the beginning of the show, episode 400 is going to be next week if you are hearing this on time, otherwise known as February 4th. We're going to be doing a live show somewhere around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'd really love for you guys to show up anytime in that range, 5 to like maybe 9, 10, 11, something like that. Who knows how long we'll go? It kind of depends on how many of you guys show up and how much our interest is kept. To go along with that, we're going to be doing a charity drive for 2 different charities. They're both great causes. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have tons of stuff to give away and tons of fun stuff to do in between. And speaking of tons of fun stuff, well, if you want some fun stuff or some cool stuff, well, you know where you should go. You should go to CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including the latest Heroclix singles and sealed products. So check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. And we'll do one last clip to close out the show. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. We'll have a Friendsgiving coming up sometime this month and have the opportunity to play.
You're one of those people, Friendsgiving. No offense, that's cringe though.
Oh, you mean one of those people whose family is terrible? Yes. I am one of those people.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, you did your read. Happy trails. Happy trails.
So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional.
Heroclix?
No.
Are you serious? Again? How many people even play this game? Like 100?
Instant deadpan humor.
Over 6 people think I am funny.
It's a hard day's work. Not that you know anything about that. Which
absolute fools, it's not
Witcher nonsense.
I'm gonna make Heroclix like that forever. Are you kidding me?
Hey Google, attack symbol.
Let's attack Simeon because he's a jerk.
Wow, wow, wow.
I like my version though.
It's podcast is over. Go home.
Hey,
Go home.
happy
Change the
trails.
station.
My wife is Borat.
My
still funny?
wife. Happy trails. Happy trails. Hey yo, get a move on, little doggies. Hey yo, happy trails. Happy trails.
Hey, I'm happy
Please
trailing here.
No, please stop. Please stop recording. Please stop.
Okay.